Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Box Office Breakdown. Information and commentary on weekly movie box office.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Box Office Breakdown. I'm your host, Sarah Stratton, and JT, I believe you have some announcements for us this week.
Yes, I do. I have some very exciting news for all our fans, especially to the ones who are watching us on YouTube. From the get-go, you've been watching us on SK Podcast, which is a great channel that features all of the network shows like Meet the Movie Press, Jedi Alliance, which you were on last week, and you did a fantastic job.
So much fun. They're awesome.
We love jumping to each other's shows, but we got some really exciting news. We are starting a brand new channel with all the network, and it's going to be just movie heaven. And the reason why I say that is because every show that covers everything about movies, including our network and Anatomy of a Movie, which Sarah, you're also on. This girl's everywhere, by the way.
Who knows?
I mean,
it's all just going under one big umbrella.
Exactly. And we all love talking movies, and Popcorn Talk is a new channel that is going to be all about movies, breaking it down, whether it's the box office like us. If you're a Jedi geek, you're going to watch Jedi Alliance. Finstock, have you ever been at Jedi Alliance? Are you a Star Wars fan?
Yeah, sometimes I am.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
If the girl likes Star Wars?
I can't go on Jedi Alliance. They banned me from that.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
We got 10
What
our
did
time.
you say?
No, I said something off camera the one day about Star Wars, and Ken Knapsack didn't like it, and he was like, "You'll never come on." I'm like, "We'll see about that."
All right, well, you know what? That means you got to keep coming to our show to see Finstock. So do us a favor, subscribe to Popcorn Talk. The network is going to be on there from now on. We got big things coming up ahead, and I just...
Yeah,
as a movie fan, I wish I had the Popcorn Talk network growing up.
Well, I think it's a really good thing. I mean, the bottom line is it doesn't make a difference where the network or whatever you're coming from. Mm-hmm. As long as your show delivers and it's fun to watch, I mean, hitting subscribe it's pressing a button. It's easy as pressing a button.
Yeah, that's
And everyone here is really excited about it, so we hope all of you guys get really excited about it, and do subscribe to that channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, should we
So
get into...
I was walking past your house the other day. It was like 12:30 at night, and I was walking my dog, that one I was running in the park with me that day, and that sounded like a party going on, and I don't think we were invited.
Wait a minute, there's a party?
It wasn't my party.
Oh, was it your party?
I was in New Orleans. I can take no credit for this party.
What were you doing over there?
Yeah.
Wedding.
You got married?
Yes, I got married.
You got
No,
married?
I did not get married. Family wedding.
Wow.
Very fun. Lots of jazz music.
Those are
Had
cool.
a great time.
See any guys playing trumpets or anything like that, whatever they do down there?
Yes.
Nice.
I was in New Orleans. There was lots of
They do
guys
play
playing
trumpets.
There's a lot of trumpets.
Yes.
Good trumpets for free down
Lots
there.
of live music. Awesome city.
So yeah, I heard that we were there, we were hanging out, and
You went to the party that I
was outside the window for a little bit. I didn't recognize anybody, so I was like, I'm not gonna go in there.
Okay.
They would have thought I was gonna rob the place or something. I didn't even have my mask on.
Wait, where was Roxy? Was she throwing this party?
I believe those are other roommate. I was not included. I was not there.
Oh, you need to talk to Roxy.
He was actually informed me of this party.
I walked past and I heard an FKA Twigs song playing,
Okay.
and surprisingly, that's who we have today as a special guest calling in, FKA Twigs.
Wait, and she's a musician.
Yeah, she's a musician, and she's dating Rob Pattinson right now.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's
And
actually
I
pretty
think
good.
she might actually be on the line, or so I'm hearing.
Let's
Man,
see.
we're getting some great guests.
FKA?
Hello, Finstock?
Yes, this is him. I'm here with JTE and
Hello.
Sarah Stratton.
Thank you so much for inviting me on your show.
Oh, no problem. I mean, you're just blowing up. It's your LP. It's LP1. Is your album, right?
Yes, that's right.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yes.
Where do we meet again? Because we met somewhere. I just don't remember where it was.
It was about 2 weeks ago in Miami at Uncle T-Pain's party. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, T-Pain. Yeah,
She knows T-Pain?
the auto twin guy. Yeah,
Uncle
it's
T-Pain?
yeah, but he's not really your uncle though, right?
No, he's just this amazing mentor figure for me because he just has so much industry experience, and I just go to him all the time for, information, and he really helps me.
Does he? He doesn't speak in auto tune, right? Like if he tells you, he's like, he doesn't say like FK, whatever how he does it. He just speaks to you in regular voice, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Funny, yes.
Perfect. That's pretty great. So, where are you now? You're on tour, right?
Yes, it's so amazing. I was on Fallon, and everything is just really blowing up for me right now. And I'm in Vancouver, and tonight I have a sold-out show at the Commodore Ballroom, and I just feel so honored to be able to perform my music for my fans. It's just been great.
Is your boyfriend going to be there?
I'd rather not talk about him.
Okay.
Okay.
So when you go on stage now, I notice your attire is very interesting. Are they?
I love your clothes, by the way. I think they're fantastic. Your fashion sense is amazing. I'm so jealous of all of you have so many unique pieces.
She wears like bras on stage, right? Is that what it is?
It's actually a bustier.
Okay.
And I design a lot of the pieces I wear myself, and so that was something that I designed to go on Fallon.
Oh,
especially.
nice. So our Pats doesn't wear those things on the home time, right? I wouldn't.
I apologize for him.
Why are you so curious about Robert Pattinson?
Well, I mean, that's what, because it's a movie show.
Well, I don't know, Finstock. I mean, do your girlfriends, do you like to wear your girlfriend's bustiers?
I mean, not really. I mean, occasionally, they're it could be.
What you can't see is that he is blushing terribly, which shows that he is actually lying about this, and he does wear his girlfriend's bustiers all the time.
I got yeah. Well, anyway, so you did this video which is very interesting. It's just you, and it's like a man like sticking his fingers in your mouth the whole time. A very large black man. We were wondering if it was just Rob Pattinson's hands painted black.
We were not wondering this.
Yeah, I was not wondering.
I take no credit for that assumption.
When I told my manager I was going to be coming on the show, he told me I shouldn't come on.
What?
And I said no, he's fine. He promised he would just talk about the music and not, do anything silly.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, we'll end that now.
Maybe you can focus a bit more about the music.
Okay, Sarah.
You used to be a dancer though before you transitioned into music, correct?
I was a dancer, but really at a certain point I realized I actually went to college to study dance, and then I realized that it was really the music that made me want to dance. It wasn't dancing, for dancing's sake. And then I left. I dropped out actually, and then I went to college and started working on my music, and that just really took over. At that point.
Excuse me, Miss Twigs. I'm not super familiar with your music. I have the little I've heard is really great. What does your name stand for? The FKA. I actually have no idea.
Twigs is a nickname that I was given because when I warm up for dance, my bones always crack. And so when my music came out, we found out there was another Twigs who already had the name, so we had to add the FKA, which stands for formerly known as.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So I hear that Kristen Stewart likes to stalk you guys. Is that something that's so true?
Inappropriate.
I heard she was outside the house, like with its stalker gear. Like she was in a car with a purple turtleneck and like these cocaine sunglasses, listening to every breath you take.
Her with you. I feel like this was an actual self memory.
Maybe. Well,
he's a little confused.
I've never met her, Finstock, but I'm sure she's a really nice girl.
That's very diplomatic of you.
I don't know. Did she have like an affair with the director?
Yeah, she did. But that's everybody does that. So if you like happen to like break up with this guy, is there like a possible chance that like me and you can maybe like hang out sometime? Just like I don't know.
As friends?
Do a video or whatever. Is that not going to work? Did we lose FK?
I think
Oh no, that's it for her.
Did she hang up?
I think she might.
Dude, you can't be scared off our guests.
Why.
What did I do wrong to her?
I wonder why.
I was just asking her legitimate questions.
I asked a legitimate question. You were just like hitting on her throughout the interview.
You're supposed to be the one who actually knows her and like knows that.
She's a very nice girl. I thought I don't know. I thought she wanted to talk about that kind of stuff. Maybe she didn't. She's busy anyway.
Thank you for bringing us.
Well, thanks for coming on. Please.
I'm sorry, SK Twigs, for Finstock. And now we're going to get into the actual show, box office breakdown. Let's go into this week's numbers. I think JT and I are just kind of shocked and embarrassment. But God. Thanks. Anyway, so let's go down to number 5. It is in its 7th week, holding on to the 5th spot. Gone Girl with 4.6 million this weekend, so it dropped 25.5%.
Fitting title for what just happened in this interview.
Yes.
Yeah.
We lost an SK Twigs. And then we had Gone Girl. Number 4, coming in for its opening week, Beyond the Lights. $6.5 million. That was only opening in about almost 2,000 theaters. And then when you go up to our 3rd spot, which was Interstellar, coming in at $29 million this weekend. That was a 38% drop.
Not bad.
And that's in like 35, like 3,500 theaters. So that's a big discrepancy from 4 to 3. And then let's get down to our top 2 of the weekend. Number 2, Big Hero 6, losing its number 1 spot in its 2nd week in the box office, but still taking in $36 million. Also suffered about almost 36% drop. Succeeding the number 1 spot to Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yep.
Brought in just $2 million more than Big Hero 6 with $38 million, taking the number 1 spot of the weekend. Although I won this week.
Yeah, you did.
I won.
She was 3 for 5.
We're gonna get to that already.
Thank you.
I was 2 for 5, and JTE was the big goose egg this week.
I thought you were going to call me Jay-Z for a second.
Yeah, you are. I do call you that sometimes. But I think it's interesting. It's a B minus Cinema Score. I seen it. I mean,
saw it.
Yeah, I saw it also.
I saw it. I mean, these kind of comedies never get good scores on Rotten Tomatoes.
No.
But I mean, this is a thing where the nostalgia purposes, like I was saying, you'll get like guys who don't get to go out to the movies because they have like on the East Coast because their wives don't let them out of the house and stuff like that. They'll be like, hey, sweetie, we've seen this movie 20 years ago with all my friends. We're going to do it again. They go and drink and smoke funny cigarettes. And then next thing you know, they go see this. And I think that's where all the money's coming from this.
I think it's coming from the fact Jim Carrey hasn't done a movie like this in probably since Bruce Almighty.
Yeah.
And I think all his fans that grew up with him saw this as a return to form for him, or were hoping it would be. And the first film is beloved by just about anybody that saw that movie when they were growing up.
It's one of the greatest comedies ever.
It's one of the greatest comedies ever. And unfortunately, I saw the movie. It doesn't live up to the first one.
No, it lacks the innocence.
I'm putting it there with like Anchorman 2, which I enjoyed, but not the first Anchorman and the first Dumb and Dumber are probably 2 of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
And for me, it's so hard for a sequel, especially in a comedy, to come up when it's one of the greatest. I don't care what movie it is. If you make a movie and it's one of the greatest movies in that category, the sequel is usually probably not going to live up to it.
Correct.
I mean, I think most people are in agreement that it didn't live up to it. But if you look at the stats, 55% of the people who saw Dumb and Dumber were guys.
Yeah, makes sense.
And 57% of those are over the age of 25.
Yeah.
So those are the people who've already seen the first one, who are, as you said, going back for the nostalgia. But no one's still really liking it. So I think it's going to drop off soon.
It definitely will. But I mean, like I said, there was football teams going to see it. It's a big guy thing,
I mean, me and my friends quoted that movie.
Right. And you're hoping to quote it again. And
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I left the movie theater 20 minutes later. I didn't remember even one joke,
Totally
to be
agree
honest with you.
I was literally on my ride over here today. I was trying to think of like some jokes.
Yeah.
And I can't think of anything. Nothing really. And there's some funny moments in the movie. You're going to laugh.
Sure.
Just because those guys, even though the way I said it was like 2 great performances surrounded by a horrible movie. And instead of, they keep it from sinking completely.
Yes. I think we got to, I think little Bobby Finstock, who's here, he has something to say about Dumb and Dumber.
Does he now?
Little Bobby.
I don't think so.
He doesn't? Mm-mm. I thought he had something to say about Dumb and Dumber.
He keeps looking at me, though. It's really, really uncomfortable.
Maybe he doesn't have to say something about Dumb and Dumber then.
I was working Dumb and Dumber 2 in the craft services department. I turned around for 1 second. Boom, my foot's gone. Kathleen Turner ate it.
There you go.
I feel like that wasn't the
Poor
story he
Kathleen
told
Turner.
last week.
I don't know, but he has a ton of stories about his foot. He's got his new chair too, and his Poof-O-Matic briefcase that he comes in.
Yeah, he's rolling. I gotta tell you.
Coming soon to the store near you.
Yeah, he's very funny.
I feel like we're at Pee-wee's Demented Playhouse right
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad he went and saw it because I was not in the theater for this one. I would have actually seen Big Hero 6 again. And I think
Oh, really?
yeah.
You went
and
and saw Dumb and Dumber 2? You would just want to saw
I
Big
would
Hero?
rather see Big Hero
Ah.
6 again than
Wow,
go
okay.
watch Dumb and Dumber 2.
Okay.
It looks awful.
Did you love the first one?
Yes, I
Okay.
like. I can say I really enjoy the first one. I can't
Okay.
say that I absolutely love it. But Big Hero 6, I would see again. And I think a lot of people, it does have a rewatchability factor. Whereas,
Especially with
unless
kids.
people are going back to see Dumb and Dumber so they can remember the jokes, I don't think it's really
Yeah.
going to pull back the audience.
Ugh,
It's
no.
they went, they saw it, they're done. Big Hero 6, it's kids. Even for like teenagers, I think it does have that appeal to bring people back into the seats. So I think it's going to stay.
Yeah, because these
Isn't
kids
that-
are going to run school. They're going to tell their friends Big Hero 6 was the greatest. And now
course.
they're going to run their parents and be like, bring us to the movie again. That's why these kids' movies have so much life.
Exactly. It's 2 or 3 times in seeing it
Yeah.
constantly. And then
What are-
Interstellar. Ugh.
Interstellar, listen, someone was arguing the other day, like, it's never going to hit number one. It's never going to hit number one. Someone's like, that's a shame. Listen, it's still making its money.
It's making its money and it's doing really well in IMAX.
Yeah,
and
and
also when we get
overseas.
international,
Yes.
we'll get
Yep.
into its numbers there. But tons of filmgoers are saying, and they really do want to see it in the large format, which is what this movie is made for.
Sure, it's a grand
So-
scope.
Exactly. And
But-
it is beautiful. It's just not great.
It's 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Did you see it yet?
It's
I know
bloated.
you saw 5 minutes of it.
I can't watch a 2 hour and 50-minute movie. It's just,
Okay.
it's not in my spectrum. I can't do it. I can't, the attention span's not there. I
That's
got
really
an
going to
hour.
hurt you because that's a ton of movies are leaning that way.
Yeah, but look, I get it. And a lot of people, it'll deter them from seeing it 2 hours and 50 minutes, no matter what. But I mean, you look at Titanic, that was like 6 hours long, and everybody knows how that went.
Well, the thing with
Wonderfully.
Yeah.
Interstellar has a little bit what Gone Girl had going for it. A lot of people talking about it, and you're like, it's one of those things where like I can't really tell you everything, but you kind of got experience for yourself. And I think just curiosity is bringing people to see that movie. And there's a lot of divide. Some people don't like it. Some people love it. I talked to my sister this weekend. I didn't think she would like it, and she was like, I loved it. And I was like, okay, I don't know where this movie is aiming. It's hitting everybody.
I thought my original take on it was that it was really aiming for the film geek.
Yeah.
People who, an older audience, people who are really going to appreciate like the changes that we've made in film, the science behind it, just kind of like the thinking process of this film versus, I don't know, the emotional story.
Yeah.
But you're right. The critics are saying like, yeah, I don't think it's going to do all the awards that it thought it was going to do.
It's not getting awards.
Being that-
Some technical, maybe.
Yeah. But you're going to be, if it is in the technical realm, it's only going to be compared to Gravity. And even if it might win them, it wouldn't have won them, I think, against Gravity.
It's funny. I didn't jump on that bandwagon for Gravity. I would probably watch Interstellar again before I watched Gravity.
I don't
me
know.
personally.
They kind of fit in the same realm for me.
Okay, I can see what you're saying.
All right, so number 4, as we predicted, Beyond the Lights.
Yes.
I
Coming
did.
in.
It wasn't even in my top 5, I don't think.
It was in 1,600 theaters plus, and that is a great return for this movie.
That's huge.
Like I was saying, African American cinema there's a huge market for it right now. I mean, and a lot of these studios are setting up these little areas like Relativity. They have like it's called multicultural division of movies, and they're knocking it out of the park with this. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be tent poles. It doesn't have to be animation. Just really basic storytelling, and it's almost like
With different cultures.
yeah, with different cultures. It's like almost 80s movies now.
Oh, like
It's
Rush Hour was probably the first one to do that.
Right, but it's like what you see in the Tyler Perry movies and what you see in mostly all Tyler Perry, or like the one that was just out with Idris Elba and the other chick.
Oh, no
They're
Good Deed.
It's basically what they're doing now is taking these 80s and 90s formats with like when it used to be like Julia Roberts and whoever, and now they're throwing like Idris Elba and Tanash P. Henson in it. So it's like, yeah, they're hitting on it. They're hitting on it really well. I think they got a good thing going.
It's almost like they're remaking like movies like Fatal Attraction and stuff
Right.
that was kind of like gimmick, like
Right.
The Enemy I Sleep With Julia Roberts. Maybe they'll make that movie next weekend, but with different cast.
Exactly, and it's like Talk Like a Man or whatever that is, Walk Like a Man with Kevin Hart and those other guys. Back in the days, it would have been like, who knows, Jim Carrey and whatever, or the comedians from back in those
Now,
days.
I don't know a lot about this movie. Like I said, I haven't seen a trailer for it, but apparently it's like a pop singer who like falls in
Yeah,
love
it
with
is about
like
a
a
singer.
manager.
I'm not
or
sure
a
she falls in love
bodyguard.
with, but it is dealing with the fame
He's like
and
a cop or
not
something.
being.
Oh, he's a cop.
He's like not in the spotlight, but she is.
Right.
The movie, as we said, is doing very well for its more limited release.
Oh, yeah.
But compared to the director's previous films, Love and Basketball, which opened to 8.1,
Oh, that's got a big cult
and
following.
The Secret Life of Bees, which opened to 10.5,
Oh.
it has not held up as well. But it does look like it'll continue to bring in people for the next
I think
couple
they might
weeks.
expand as well. I think Little Bobby has something to say about it.
I love Goo Goo Mathabay.
Yeah,
Thank
see?
you.
Who is
Little
Goo Goo
Bobby.
Mathabay?
It's his favorite.
Who's Goo Goo Mathabay?
It's the chick in Beyond the Lights.
Oh, that's her name?
That's
Yeah.
not how you pronounce it.
Oh.
I don't know how I can correct Little Bobby because I
Yeah.
don't think he listens to me. But
Oh, my God.
who knows? All
right,
right.
well-
And then finally, Gone Girl. What can we say about Gone Girl
Yeah.
that hasn't been said in the past every week?
Since we started about 10 weeks in a row.
Do you think the fact that it's been in top 5 for so long and it's making so much money, that's going to help its award season?
Yes.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
this is going to...
Yes.
If it was on the fence before, I think the numbers it's pulling in every week is definitely going to make it.
Yeah.
You're going to
bigger
get a
push.
Best Picture nod.
Yeah, I think so.
There's 10 of them, so.
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't-
true. Yeah, you got to figure there's 10. Gone Girl's got to
It's
be in there.
definitely making...
Dumb and Dumber 2 probably get a Best Picture nod now. There's 10 of them.
No. And if Ouija's up there, I will literally never watch that award show
Copster.
again.
Copster likes Ouija.
All
It's true.
right.
Costner did like Ouija.
That's horrible. Let's get into our
is horrible.
international box office because we already kind of started talking about Interstellar. You guys are cracking
I just love that
yourselves
you
up.
said it was horrible that Costner liked that movie because it is.
Yeah.
It is.
All
It's
right.
awful. All right, international numbers.
Yes, I love international.
Interstellar, I've already talked about it a little bit, had another fantastic weekend at the international box office. It's now playing in 63 markets, and the movie added 106 million, so it's at a total of $224.1 million.
Wow.
And in China, Interstellar earned an estimated 42 million over its first 5 days.
Of course it did.
Wow, you know,
Yeah.
you know what? I think these space movies do so good overseas because they haven't been to space. Listen, America's been to space.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Our flag's up there on the moon. These countries could, they get the rockets off, but they can't even make it out of the atmosphere.
I
That's
really
true.
just think it's actually the
true.
scope.
It's
I
good.
think it's the scope of the film. I think that there's such more.
Okay.
If that's what it
I
is,
understand that.
It
anything
is.
that has like that seems like it's grand, that seems like it's expensive, those movies tend to do well in the international box office, or if it has a huge franchise, or if it's dealing with superheroes. Those are the concepts that stick well.
But while
I don't think it's because they haven't gone to space.
it's hard to call Interstellar that because it's not one of those. While it is a big budget like film, it's being
Doesn't-
sold more as a thought-provoking space kind of
to
movie.
us, maybe not to them.
That's true. They see a rocket on the poster.
Yeah, didn't the Chinese send a monkey to space? Or
think that was us.
No, that was the Russians, right? No, it was the Chinese, right?
Chinese. We sent an ape.
Guys
Somebody
out
sent an
there,
orangutan out there.
someone
I
did.
believe China sent a
sell-
panda. Russia sent a polar bear. No,
I
can't
thought,
remember.
if I can
I'm
remember,
gonna throw it out to the fans, guys. We need a
can't
little
remember.
bit of help on our history.
Well, I tell you, we did send up there a human and
No, it
put a
was-
flag up there.
correct. Well, it couldn't
We're
have
the
been
only
Russia
ones.
because there's no monkeys in Russia. There's definitely monkeys in China, though. I don't know. We'll figure
All
it
right,
We'll figure it
on to Big Hero 6 international numbers. It's had a slow
Let me see the
international rollout this weekend. The movie took first place in Mexico with 4.8 million, which is roughly on par with Frozen's debut.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it also scored the biggest opening ever for Disney or Pixar in Malaysia and Singapore. Overall, it added 11.9 million for a very early total of 36.7.
Wow, so it's not doing, huge numbers.
It's not coming out in a ton of countries though yet.
That's true.
We're not talking about the 63 markets that Interstellar's at. And we're also looking at, it's kind of just, Interstellar came to the international market very quickly.
Yeah.
Versus if when you looked at like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, those were coming out months later.
Yes.
So this one's getting slow rollout. We'll probably start talking about it in the next couple weeks to see where it's at.
I'm curious to see how it does in Tokyo because the movie takes place in San Fran, Tokyo.
I agree.
Are they
Really?
get, yeah,
San Francisco.
France, Tokyo.
There
Thank
we
you.
go.
Marissa.
It's kind of like a hybrid of,
That's one word I don't feel bad about not getting right.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a fictional place.
at least that one doesn't
yeah,
exist.
exactly. But I want, did they explain in that movie like why it was called that? Like, was there like an earthquake or?
No, they did
It's
not.
just the culture came
or
in
I could have
Tokyo?
completely missed it.
Yeah,
But it is kind
but
of like
it'll probably be a big selling point when it's in Japan.
Absolutely. They'll probably call it that.
Call what?
San Tokyo, whatever it is.
Oh, that's genius.
Are we getting into our titles game?
I always do
Was
good
that your
segues. I'm
segue?
always a good segue.
That's a great
Wonderful.
segue.
Not bad segue. Foreign movie titles for American.
Who's winning?
movies.
Who's winning this game?
Me.
We just go weekly.
You don't win.
Sarah won last week?
She did win.
Okay.
Sarah's got 3 wins, and you got.
I don't think I've won one yet.
I was on a
No.
roll last week.
Marissa got 1 win too.
Yeah, I've yet to win one of these.
Little
Okay.
Bobby, he's not going to play this one. He's going to sit out. He can't. Yeah.
Probably the one
That's 'cause
that
he
comes up with
cheats.
them.
Okay, so Brokeback Mountain
Yes, I love these. Keep the Brokebacks coming.
in Portugal
Okay.
is called Pumptown, USA.
That can't be
I'm
right.
kidding. I'm kidding.
That can't be right.
Kidding. I'm kidding. Let's
wow,
go to the real
you
four.
That
called
would've been-
yourself on your own lie? I'm so proud. I'm so proud. I feel like we're increasing his guilty chain.
I thought I had a win there.
Yeah,
Go
Pumptown,
ahead.
USA is definitely not the name of it.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go to Hungary. The first one is Boxing Helena, which is a Jeremy Sands, Sherilyn Finn movie.
Scorsese, no?
No. Where Jeremy Sands chops off her legs and arms and keeps her in a box.
What's the original title?
Boxing Helena?
Boxing Helena.
Kim
Okay.
Basinger was supposed to be in it, but she dropped out and they sued
Okay.
her.
Okay, so what's the title?
Love Boxed Closed.
Okay.
Okay.
I haven't heard of the movie, so that's
I
a tough
haven't
one.
either. That's really hard.
We're going to go to Mexico. Billy Madison
Okay.
Oh.
is called Dumb, but Not So Much.
Wow, that's okay.
And this is a new little thing I'm trying to throw in here. Boogie Nights.
Okay.
Its working U.S. title
Okay.
was Pushing 13.
That doesn't make sense.
For those
Sure it
for
does.
people out there who don't know what the working title is, although if you're watching
Yeah.
anything about movies, you probably do know. The working title is sometimes what a project is released under while they're filming. So the actual title is not released. It helps with either securing
Yep.
locations or keeping actors' privacy.
Exactly.
But for security measures, they add in the working title.
And a lot of times, movies are shipped to theaters under different
Yeah.
names as well.
It's true. All right, what's the last one?
Bruce Almighty.
Oh, Jim Carrey.
You know Jim Carrey, playing off that a little bit.
Gotcha.
In Greece. God for a week.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, go through them all one more time just so I can visualize this.
Pumptown, U.S.
No, that's
Don't. not
Boxing
that one.
Helena in Hungary.
okay.
Love Boxed Closed.
Okay.
Okay.
Billy Madison in Mexico. Dumb, but not so much.
Okay.
Boogie Nights U.S. working title. Pushing 13.
Okay.
Bruce Almighty in Greece. God for a week.
All right.
All right.
I have down to 2.
I do too.
You go, Sarah.
I'm going to go with working title Pushing 13 is a lie.
I'm going to say Billy Madison. No. Yes.
We're
I'm gonna say
picking the
Billy
lie,
Madison.
right?
I'm gonna say,
Yes.
yeah, Billy
Okay.
Madison is not right. I think you're trying to throw a curveball at me.
Okay.
Marissa?
Marissa?
I was gonna say Billy Madison.
You can. We can
You
win
guys can
together.
be on the same team. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say dumb, but not so much.
It's not. You're all wrong. It's Boxing Helena. Love Box
No!
Closed.
What is the actual?
Love Box Open.
Come on.
That's horrible.
That is horrible.
That's horrible.
On the plus side, no one won, so I didn't lose.
There you go.
That's true.
There you
That's
go.
true.
So there's a silver lining there.
This is going to foreshadow that none of us are going to be right at the box office predictions next week.
Probably.
All right. Let's get. Thank you
That was like
very
a
much, little Bobby.
We did a double poof.
double poop.
You guys are just so in sync.
He's big poof. I'm
Let's
little
get
poof.
into our top 5 list of this week. Being that we're talking about Dumb and Dumber 2, got to talk a little bit about Jim Carrey. So these are the top 5 Jim Carrey movies.
Yep.
Number 5, Dr. Seuss. Horton Hears a Who.
Yes.
What a sweet one.
I never saw one. That's where he just does the voice.
It's adorable.
Yes.
It's adorable.
And that came in at $154 million.
Kids movie.
I wouldn't see that if you paid me. You put me through Chinese water torture to watch that.
It's adorable.
Okay.
Number 4,
Okay.
one of my favorite movies on this list,
Totally.
Liar Liar.
One of his best films.
$181 million.
I remember that came around Thanksgiving when that came out.
He was so hot
I
at that
remember
point.
seeing that with my whole family.
He was so big.
That's, yeah. He was Jordan when he was Glit in the
Yeah,
Rings.
Yes.
it was a good one. Up to number 3, Batman Forever.
Yeah, not a great movie, but it rode the success of the last two.
It's only coming in
Sure.
with $3 million more than Liar Liar. That's
That's true.
$184
Tommy Lee
million.
Jones hated him on that set too.
Oh, yeah, I saw that
Yeah,
on the news.
Jim Carrey's like, he hates me. He went to a bar. He went to a restaurant. And he was like, hey,
I don't get you. He was
yeah,
like,
he's like, I don't condone your silliness or something
Yeah,
like that,
something
and I
weird.
hate you. And Jim
And he
Carrey's
was
like,
like-
"Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah, like get out of here." And I was
I
like,
think
wow.
at that point, if someone's like, I don't condone your silliness, you have to be like, I'm pretty sure my silliness has made me millions of dollars, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to have to take
Well,
you
listen,
disliking
Tommy
me.
Lee Jones, he's old school.
Yeah, he was like a
right.
former like Navy SEAL or something.
Yeah.
And number 2, Bruce Almighty.
Something.
Bruce Almighty coming in at $242 million.
His last great comedy, in my opinion.
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, that was the one. This is the last film he did where he was Jim Carrey before he went to did serious stuff. And
Well, the best film that was the best film about being God, rather than probably when George Burns played Oh God, You Devil.
Yeah.
But that's the best movie about God, I would say.
Yeah.
Bruce Almighty, and the worst one is Evan Almighty.
Oh, the
What a piece
sequel.
of junk.
Oh, it's horrible.
All right.
Horrible.
Well, I'm going to get to my favorite movie on this list.
No.
Number 1. Yeah,
That's
of this
This is your
5.
favorite movie?
Of,
Okay, go
of
ahead.
this list,
This,
yes.
this surprised me.
Number 1, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, $260 million.
I'll take the cartoon any day over this.
I
movie.
also love the cartoon, so
Okay.
I watch one of the Grinches every Christmas. I love the rewatchability. I think it's extremely quotable. And acting through all of that gear is really impressive.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I think Jim Carrey's performance in How the Grinch Stole Christmas was great. I actually remember I was working in a movie theater when this came out, and I'm not surprised it's number 1 because that weekend it came out was insane.
Oh, I
It
bet.
was like popcorn, gummy bears everywhere.
Was it Ron
It was
Howard?
insane. The kids were.
It was Ron Howard, right?
It was
Yeah, it was
filmed
Ron Howard.
really,
Yeah.
really close to where I lived.
Yeah?
So like
Oh,
we
really?
knew about it for months because we could like drive past the set of where Whoville was. And so everyone was like really pumped.
I seen that in Universal tour. We
Yeah.
still have
Kansas,
pieces of
right?
it.
You lived in Kansas? Is that where you lived?
No.
But
No.
this movie was a juggernaut because you had kids. Parents grew up watching that cartoon, so they wanted to see it just as much as the kids. When I run to guys I worked with in that movie theater, we described this weekend as our Vietnam because it was insane that weekend. We ran out of popcorn. Do you know what happens in the movie theater when you run out of popcorn?
People get
Yeah.
very
They
angry.
get angry.
Oh, yeah.
We had lines of people waiting for an hour to buy a popcorn, and we had to tell them there was no more popcorn.
That'll be a riot. It's like Walking Dead.
It was insane. Yes, it was like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, just
Not
feed
a
'em
lot
the
of
butter.
Christmas spirit going on that weekend. Let me
It's
tell
funny
you.
how that happens
Really,
sometimes.
right?
Run out of
All
butter.
right, so that is our
Popcorn
top
people.
5 Jim Carrey movie list. He has quite a few moneymakers.
Yeah, a lot of kids films. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
Honestly, I
family
like his
films.
serious roles better. I thought he was great in Truman Show.
Eternal
I thought
Sunshine.
Eternal
love
Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine.
He's never, you know what? I think he tried that for a while, and I actually liked I Love You, Philip Morris as well. I thought he was good in that.
yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, it's bizarre, but it was good. He's good. I think he tried for his Oscars, and now he's just like, screw it. I'm done
Well,
with
listen,
I think-
my favorite films of his are not on this list. Liar Liar is probably the only one on here I really, really like.
it. Yeah.
I mean, Truman Show, Ace Ventura,
Dumb and Dumber. Of course.
I mean,
What's the one? Cable Guy.
Cable Guy, yes, but
Very-
did not make a lot of money.
Bizarre.
My favorite Jim Carrey fact is just the fact how much time he spent working on his facial expressions. That he would go in the
Oh, yeah.
mirror and practice for hours and hours a week, just practicing every muscle in his face. The dedication he
He's rubber faced.
it's amazing.
Dude, I loved him on Living Color.
Oh, he was
Oh, he was
fantastic
the
on
best.
that. It was just.
He was the white guy. That's how I knew him. The white guy from Living
When he was
Color.
young, he wrote $1 million check to himself.
Yep, that's for true. He
And
tried
he's like, I'm
He-
gonna cash this, and he
So
did.
much dedication.
Totally cashed
All
in.
right, guys, let's go
Friends
into
with his
the
daughter.
upcoming.
Yeah, she's a singer. She was on American Idol. I'm friends with her.
That's true. I remember that.
You can
follows
get
only
these
one
facts
person on
off the
Twitter, and it's his
internet. I
daughter.
just don't know if you are telling the truth. Let's go to upcoming films, and we really only have one thing
I mean-
to talk about.
Yeah.
Juggernaut.
But there's only one thing everyone is talking about, besides
Mm-hmm.
Gone Girl, which we've been talking about for far too long, which is Hunger Games Mockingjay.
Yep.
Thing is
Everyone get ready.
gonna tear it up.
You know, I have a really interesting story about this.
Do you now?
Yeah, fasten your seatbelt for this
That would
one.
be my favorite sentence in English language.
So basically, on the 2000 set of Space Cowboys, Donald Sutherland,
Oh, the Clint Eastwood movie.
yes, Clint Eastwood and
Love it.
Tommy Lee
I
Jones,
saw that in theaters.
right?
Yeah.
They were hanging out over on the set, and Donald Sutherland's a prankster, and they were drinking, they went to a bar, hanging out, and they were in Clint Eastwood's El Camino. Tommy Lee Jones was in the front, and Eastwood was driving, Donald Sutherland was in the back. And Donald Sutherland has
Is this relevant? Where they
I
were
don't-
sitting?
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
fascinated,
I'm
though.
painting,
Keep
I'm
going.
painting a picture.
I don't need the
Okay.
picture. I need a
So
story.
Donald Sutherland's at the back, and he was drunk, and he likes to eat Twinkies, strawberry flavored ones. Very interesting.
I don't want all these
They're rare.
details.
Sorry.
Please.
So he sees a girl walking up the block
Okay.
with her friends, and one was heavy and the other one was like skinny, whatever. And he threw a Twinkie, and it hit the heavy girl in the back, and he goes, "Have another Twinkie!" And everybody
that's
then
messed up.
Yeah,
That's
no.
horrible.
And they all
Horrible.
started laughing, and except Tommy Lee Jones because he didn't find it that funny, obviously. Because he doesn't
Fits
find
in
Jim
his
Carrey
character,
funny.
yeah.
So
Wow, what a jerk.
Wait,
couple of
how
weeks-
does this have anything to do?
just listen.
Okay.
My stories always come around.
Okay. Hurry up.
So basically, the girl he hit was like, maybe I should change my life and do these things and whatever. So she started like working out, went to acting school and the whole nine. And the girl he hit with the Twinkie, remarkably, was Jennifer Lawrence.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
I swear it was.
No, you're a liar.
So then now on the set of Hunger Games.
No, you're such a liar. I'm sorry. I feel like I have to apologize for you so much.
I'm just saying now.
No.
He eats Twinkies on a set of Hunger Games all the time, and now she put 2 and 2 together because he threw a Twinkie at a PA.
Oh my god, he's in Hunger Game movies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah, okay.
He threw a Twinkie at a PA, and he goes, "Here, have another Twinkie," and it clicked in her, and she's
Oh,
like,
no.
"Did you throw a Twinkie at somebody walking down the street in Lexington, Kentucky in 2000?" He's like, "Probably." He's like, "That was me," and you know what she said? "Thank you." Yeah, it's true.
No, that's a lie.
Poof.
Great,
Oh,
wonderful.
God.
Well, Hunger Games is coming out. Let's get down to some actual facts about the movie, which is that it's going to completely
Oh, my
take
God.
over the box office. You're a horrible
It's the
person.
greatest story I've ever heard.
Let's talk about when the Hunger Games came out. Its first opening weekend, it made $152 million. It then came to gross over, I believe, $408 million.
It's a lot of Twinkies.
The sequel came out, Catching Fire. That's not a reference we're going to turn to. It came out at $158 million. So that increased it $6 million between the two. But I think this next one's going to have an even bigger jump. I think that we're going to break out. You think it's going to go?
No, it's going to go crazy.
Are you saying no that I'm lying or
No,
that
no,
I'm
I
right?
believe you.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are they projecting? I heard they're projecting like 140 million opening weekend.
No.
No, it's
no,
been making
no.
150. I'm thinking it's moving up to 175.
In one weekend. That's
In a
insane.
3-day weekend?
I know it's crazy, but this movie is
Christmas.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It has nothing. I mean, there's some good movies out there, but it's not really competing with anything this week. I mean,
Yeah.
the fact that Dumb and Dumber 2 took number 1
Yeah.
this past weekend,
True.
and we have pretty much nothing coming out because
Here's-
no one wants to compete with this juggernaut.
It's a juggernaut. It's just going to mow everything down.
here's the thing.
Like every studio backed off and went,
Yeah.
just take it. Just take this
I-
weekend and then we'll come back.
I think it's gonna do obviously huge numbers, but the fact that you have Interstellar and Big Hero 6, which are really pulling big numbers these last 2 weekends, it's gonna. I'm not saying it's gonna hurt the box office at all, but it might not hit quite what they're expecting because those are 2 movies. That Big Hero 6 is. I think it's gonna be.
Big Hero 6 has a huge rewatchability factor, but we're talking about 36 million this past
Oh,
weekend.
yeah.
We're talking about a total gross of 111. That's going to be completely smashed out.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
going to
And
be
people
like...
are going to say, oh, we can go see Big Hero 6 in the next couple of weeks.
True.
Yeah.
This is a talk factor. People want to see it right away. They want to be in the loop. They don't want things ruined for them. It's like watching Game of Thrones. You have to watch it on the day it comes out.
it's
It's going to be huge.
huge.
It's crazy. I'm trying to think of. I mean, what's the last time a franchise like this? Probably the Dark Knight franchise. That's
Oh, no, I would give
Yeah,
it.
that was big.
because that was big. Like when anytime one of those movies were coming out, you knew. Like
Everyone went to go
people
see
were
like
crazy.
Captain America.
The Guardians of the Galaxy is the #1 movie this year. And
But it
won't be
wasn't
after
number
this
But
one.
it
But
was-
no,
it
no, no,
didn't-
no,
it's
no.
not
But it
pulling
wasn't
numbers
number
like
one
that.
movie
No, it
opening.
was not, no.
Not opening
No, it
weekend.
wasn't.
Opening
No.
weekend, it was only making like 93.
Yeah.
We were like, opening weekend numbers, you're going to Captain America. That was what pulled in straight away.
Hunger Games will be the highest grossing movie of 2014, no
Let's-
question.
Also, the
What it
last one ended
needs
on a
to
cliffhanger.
beat-
Yes.
It actually needs to beat Transformers. Transformers opening weekend was 100 million.
Oh, it's
Oh,
gonna
it's gonna
destroy it.
smoke
It's
that.
gonna
So this
destroy
is
It's going
it.
to be
gonna
like
be-
a fat kid running into a paper mache fence.
getting Twinkies thrown at him.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we can start our predictions and at least say that all of us are on the same page, unless someone wants to
Does
say
anyone-
that. Does anyone want to say that Hunger Games is not going to take the #1 spot?
I
He's a
will
geek.
not do that.
He's the worst.
Are you? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Little
This is where he
little
loves
Bobby's
saying
gonna
that.
take the fall on this one. He's
Yeah.
gonna claim that Hunger Games doesn't come out on top.
It's gonna be number one. Just the question is, how many weekends is it gonna be number one?
And that is the question. We'll have to talk about that
Yeah.
next week. So come back and watch us. But let's go into the rest of our predictions, guys. Who is starting? I'm gonna throw it to Finstock.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna let little Bobby do number 5 for me, and it's Beyond the Lights.
I love Goo Goo Mathabay.
Okay. That's
You really need to
That's
work
why
on
it's
his,
gonna be number 5.
That's number
his
5.
pronunciation.
Number 4 is going to be Interstellar.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Number 3 is going to be Dumb and Dumber 2.
Okay.
Okay.
I was working Dumb and Dumber 2 in the craft services department.
You're taking my list.
Little
up,
Bobby,
little Bobby.
he likes to interrupt, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Even when it's Big Bobby.
He loves Roxy too.
He loves
Hey,
her.
Roxy, you want to take a little trip to Pound Town with me?
Oh,
She's gonna watch later.
I will deliver this message, and I feel like it's going to
Oh,
result in
he
little
said this-
Bobby losing another foot.
he said this to her on Thursday.
Yeah,
she
that's
was
all
pretty
he said.
receptive to
Yeah,
it.
she liked it.
She was digging little
Pound
Bobby.
Town Beach,
All
Pompano,
right,
Florida.
so you've got Beyond the Lights, then you've got Interstellar, then you've got Dumb and Dumber, and then I'm guessing.
Big Hero.
Number 2.
All right, and of course.
yeah, of course. Obviously, Hunger Games. I mean, if
Well, you
nobody
stole my list.
did, I really? You
Yeah.
stole mine last week.
Fine.
Well,
JT, do
I
you got
have-
I guess
something
great
different for
minds
me?
think alike.
I have number 1.
Poof.
Hunger Games. Poof.
It is.
Hunger Games is number 1. Number 2, I'm going Big Hero 6.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Interstellar. Number 4, Dumb and Dumber. Number 5, Beyond the Lights.
So we're all together.
This is no. He switched. He switched too.
Yeah, I switched
he
too.
said that he put Interstellar above Dumb and Dumber.
Okay.
You put Dumb and Dumber
Yep.
That's
above
possible. That's
Interstellar.
very possible.
That is actually very possible. This is you guys are making my life difficult. No, I don't want to be on the same page as Finstock.
No,
That's really
we're on the same block already.
The same building, bro.
is Beyond the Lights getting the same theater numbers this week?
It's a good question.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was going up a little bit.
Let's check.
Especially after
real-
the
I
strong
would say it's
weekend.
probably going to get 2,000. Yeah, they're opening it up in
Look at this. She's checking stuff
San
during the
Quentin.
Yeah. Well, you guys took
couple
my
other
thing.
jails.
I don't know. I really wanted to know if Beyond the Lights was opening in more theaters because
Okay.
that will change the numbers. But
Is it?
because I have to be different than both of you, I'm gonna give
Hunger Games number 2?
number 5. No, I'm not
Hunger
willing to
Games number
sacrifice that.
5.
I'm going to give number 5 to Gone Girl. I'm gonna kick Beyond the Lights
Listen,
Hey.
not
out
a-
of the top 5.
That's not a bad bet.
That's
I'm
not a
gonna
bad bet.
No,
It really
I'm
isn't.
gonna give the 5th spot to Gone Girl. I'm gonna give the 4th spot to Interstellar, 3 Dumb and Dumber, 2 Big Hero 6, and number 1 Hunger Games. So Finstock, I'm
Yeah.
with you on everything but number 5. And if we are wrong about Dumb and Dumber staying on top of Interstellar, then JT will win next week.
Correct.
So
Just-
that
If I get to 5, I'll be on 5 if I win. So
Real
that means
quick.
do.
Little side bet here, little side game here. Predict how much you think it's going to make opening weekend. Hunger Games.
Yeah,
Hunger
because you know that could be the
Games.
tiebreaker.
What are you saying?
Because if you want to go with your original 5,
163.5.
I will go 150.
I'm going to go 135.
Okay.
So I've got the high
Marissa,
end.
you want to get on this?
I'll say 142.
Oh, she's going.
All
This Price is
right, all
right.
right.
She's going with the
Yeah.
number one.
Does little Bobby have anything to say about this?
No, he doesn't. Those were our predictions of this week.
He's listening to her. He's doing something you don't. He's
Yeah.
listening to her.
Yeah.
Thank you, little Bobby. Hey, that was kind of on par.
Okay.
All right, so those are predictions for next week. You guys, tell us your predictions. Remember, we have this whole new network for you. Popcorn Talk for all of your movie needs.
Subscribe.
So subscribe to our new channel. We're still going to be on the same place on iTunes, so you don't have to change much there. But remember to rate, comment, tell us what you like, what you don't like. Love to hear from you. And you can find us also like our Facebook page, and these two have Twitter.
Yes,
Yes.
at Bob Finstock. Thanks, FAA Twigs, too.
Yeah.
Who,
FKA?
FK Twigs, formerly known as Twigs. I'm sorry, I'll
And we
call you later.
apologize. Yeah,
Yeah.
we
I apologize.
I am at SchmoesJTE. Follow me on Twitter. And yeah, subscribe. Leave some comments. I love reading the comments
They are
on
really
these
great.
videos.
They're really funny.
And
It
we'll
makes
start
us who we
responding.
are.
Yeah, it does.
And check
Thanks,
out-
guys. Keep watching those numbers.
There we go.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Christian Harloff, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.